We're back.
We are
How's
back.
it going? How's it going, Steve?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I am good. We've the last podcast did very well.
Yep.
Lots of people commenting and seem to enjoy that. So we thought we'd do a bit more.
Yeah.
We're probably going to keep this going, right?
Yeah, hopefully every Thursday if we can. Yeah, fingers crossed. Obviously, it all depends on our schedules, etc., and also what's out. We don't want to get too complacent and boring and talk about rubbish. So hopefully, the more stuff that gets released for the new film, the more content we're going to produce.
Absolutely. So let's calm that down.
Yeah.
So what we are going to discuss today is basically more so Raptors. And before we do that, it's time to open up a little scotch.
It is
fresh out of the bottle.
Love that crack.
Remember, you have to be over 18 or 21 in the States to enjoy a beverage, which we unfortunately both are.
So
look at the colour of that compared to yours.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is really sweet, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is quite nice. It's probably a bit too easy to drink.
Yeah, that'll be gone in a couple of minutes.
It'll be gone. Anyway, where were we?
Yeah.
Sorry. So those, if you've just joined, grab yourself a little cheeky.
Yeah.
And then, so we're going to start off. The topic is going to be the Raptors of the Jurassic Park trilogy. Now, we will get onto the topics today are going to be the Raptors of the Jurassic Park trilogy. Are the Sauna Raptors back? Are we back on Sauna? Raptors of the Jurassic World trilogy. The Raptors. And then we're going to finish off the podcast with like what is the shocking discovery that in the Rebirth plot synopsis. So let's start with the Jurassic Park Raptors. What's your favourite Raptor of the original trilogy?
Oh, 100%. It's got to be Jurassic Park 3, without a doubt. I love the design. Like it's the mouths, isn't it? That's got the feathers and the spines and the spikes.
Yeah, they are. They're kind of like quills, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, 100% it's got to be Jurassic Park 3. I do like the tiger stripes from Lost World. But it's definitely got to be Jurassic Park 3. I do like the Jurassic Park ones, but like they're very plain, aren't they?
Yeah. I think what I like about the Jurassic Park Raptors is the behaviour and the I think more so the animatronic ones.
Oh, so are we talking about design-wise or actual how they are in the films?
That's a very good question.
Because there's two different topics, really. So I love the designs in Jurassic Park 3. So I'd say it'd probably go for design-wise, Jurassic Park 3, Lost World, then Jurassic Park, with Jurassic Park 3 being the best. Mm-hmm. But behavioural-wise, I think we're onto a whole different kind of topic.
Yeah.
Which is very tough. I think suspense-wise, I'm going to say Jurassic Park probably tops it out of all the three.
Oh, yeah.
Purely because how suspenseful all those times were when they were in the film. Like, you think back, so the kitchen scene itself, how, like, from when, Lex was eating the Jell-O, and you see the silhouette appear and the sound of just the snorting of the raptor. I still, watching that today, I still go, like, you know, all tense and, you know, it is a very suspenseful moment in the film. The Lost World, I think, I'm trying to think about it, it's all of the compound moment in the long grass, isn't it? So it is a great scene, and behavior-wise, it shows them like working as a team, like with a whole pack of them, which I do love. But it's just not as suspenseful as the Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park 3, it is tough. I think it might be. Do you know what bit throws me out? And it probably puts behavioural wise out the trilogy to the bottom. How the raptor is in that container. Well, not in a container, but behind the container, but frozen.
And he goes,
yeah. Yeah, and that bit just takes me out because I just don't see in any kind of world that ever happening.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. But what about you?
And he talks as well, Alan.
Yeah, Alan.
I've got Scott is in the house. G'day, guys. I'm gonna do this in Aussie. G'day, guys. How you going? My name is Scott Walker, and I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and I live the entire love the entire franchise in everything. My favourite T-Rex is Rexy and Big Edie and Buck and Doe. I think that's Doe. And I hope I didn't butcher the accent too much. It's one of my better ones. I've got, I'd say, design-wise, Jurassic Park 3 is my favourite. Male.
Yep.
Then it goes The Lost World. I like both male and female. They're so similar that I don't really have a preference over the two.
Yeah.
And then it will go Jurassic Park 3 female, and then the Jurassic Park brown turd raptors.
Yeah.
On design. However, the animatronic puppeteering performance, Jurassic Park is my favourite.
Minus the hand.
Oh yeah, minus the hand. Then I'm going to have to say probably I think I'm going to have to say Jurassic Park 3, before The Lost World. So I think the CGI raptors in The Lost World were better than the animatronic ones. And in Jurassic Park 3, you've got those close-up shots where they blend in the CGI with the animatronics in the foreground.
Yeah.
And I think it's so seamlessly done. I think I've got to credit the animatronic there.
Okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think the performance must be really good for it to almost not be obvious and stand out. Because in the other films, they tend to use one or the other, don't they?
Yeah.
So then, like, for example, the T-Rex shot in the first film, you got the CGI one standing next to the car, and it goes through, like, the pane of window, and then it cuts to the animatronic there, cuts to the pane, and then it walks as the CGI one.
Yeah.
They use the framing to change scene.
It's pretty cool.
With the Jurassic Park 3, you've literally got the animatronic there in the foreground, the CGI versions in the background, and there's not much difference in the quality considering how old they are.
No.
So I'd say that's quite a good performance. I'd say Lost World third in that respect. But yeah, my favourite design, Jurassic Park 3, followed by The Lost World, followed by the female red JP3, and then the OGs. But for me though, I think you was talking about tense, wasn't you? Tense scenes.
Yeah.
I would say the long grass had a bit of tension, particularly at the start when they were all like coming in, weren't they? And you got to see them sort of surround the prey. That was pretty cool. But then after that, it was just a bloodbath, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas I think in Jurassic Park, you also got to remember we were young, so seeing that scene for the first time at like 6 and 7, it was just like
insane.
in that kitchen. We were them kids, weren't we?
Yeah.
So you kind of got to put your own life experience at the time of seeing it, I think, in the situation. But Jurassic Park 3, I'll tell you what, there's one thing about the Jurassic Park 3, I'd say the tension wasn't really overly there with the Jurassic Park 3 Raptors. However, there was a really good scene before the stupid one that you said about, where they're and it runs across the back, and I was just thinking straight away, oh, here we go.
You knew something was happening.
So the tension did build in that respect with the cryo chambers and all that sort of stuff, and the embryos and which I thought was a really top scene.
So imagine like that whole scene at that workers' compound. where we got the raptor running in the silhouette in the background. We don't get the raptor in the cryo freezer, staring.
Right.
But what we do get is we get little chirps in the background and little talking, just in the very quietly. But then what you do hear is the famous floor tapping on the floor. So you don't actually see it. And then suddenly, you see a raptor running in the background. And then all of a sudden, it breaks through the cryo freezer and then starts chasing them.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely could have done that a better way.
Yeah.
100% could have done that a better way. If anything, actually, that scene didn't even need, that whole thing didn't need to be there. They could have just had it just crouched behind, and then she sees it, and then when she sees it, it breaks through the glass rather than stupid.
Yeah.
Although ironically, though, it's funny, as stupid as it is, it's ironic. It's iconic now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just an iconic thing that's happened.
But this Jurassic Park 3 as a team, really, because you think we get that raptor in a dream talking, saying Alan. And it still winds us up because we know that Alan has never seen this version of Raptor before. And yet he's dreamt the exact version of his.
That did make me laugh. And let's get to these comments quickly.
Yeah.
So what are the chances we'll see Big E.T. and Little E.T. return in the new Jurassic Park movie, and what happened to them after Chaos Theory, do you think? I hope not, because I don't want any Camp Cretaceous animals being in the movies.
Yeah.
Because then it makes them canon in my head.
Yeah.
So I don't really want that. However, if it is, then so be it. As long as they do it properly and don't make them characters, I'll be happy. The big one from the first movie was Ruthless, the real Mini Indominus. I still don't know what the big one was. I think that's always been a rumor out there.
Yeah, they all look exactly the same.
All big ones.
Yeah.
What are the chances we will see Owen, Claire, Maisie, and Alan? I don't think we will anymore. I think there's a chance that we might see these characters, or possibly one of them, in maybe a cameo at another later film.
I'd say, if anything, it's probably going to be Maisie out of all of them.
Because of her age as well. I don't think, of the money it's going to cost to get any one of these guys in.
I mean, Owen, Claire, Alan, Ellie, and Ian, they're done. Owen and Claire, with Owen and Claire, we may get a 5-minute quick thing at the beginning of the film just to tie and end the Jurassic World trilogy. Yeah, almost like passing over the torch somehow. Yeah. Like maybe Owen says, hey, this is my my colleague. I don't know how I've turned into Ian Malcolm there. This is my colleague. Zora. Yeah. She can on the phone. Yeah, just anything. Yeah, just get her that she can handle this from here, sort of situation. I don't know. Yeah. I hope, like I said, I hope we don't get any of the characters back. As much as we love them, I don't think it helped Jurassic World Dominion to have these characters back. It's cool seeing them in the Jurassic Park film again. And I think, for me, that's done now. I don't need to see these characters again in the film. I think I'm going to enjoy a fresh start, if I'm honest. I think that's what I loved about Jurassic World. To some fans, I know David from Jurassic Collectibles particularly, I think he felt that he took the devil. I think the original cast needed almost bringing in earlier in the Jurassic World. But the Malcolm book situation was kind of like a subtle touch, wasn't it? Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of think it almost focused too much on them, didn't it? Yeah, we need a decent story rather than having a rebirth of these old characters. No, yeah, I agree. Even in Jurassic Theory, in a Jurassic Park script, the big one was the electrical shed that attacked Ellie. It was a raptor first to die by Rexy. The big one didn't appear in the kitchen scene. The big one killed Joffrey. Okay. It's still it's still quite hard to track when you're watching the film, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you stick them next to each other, like even in the film, you can't like differentiate the difference between the big one and the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
What was
Yeah,
this one?
so
In Jurassic World, what are the chances they found the remains of the big one, the Velociraptor from the first film, and they used her DNA to clone and create the Indominus Rex?
I honestly think this new trilogy, as much as it sounds like a cool idea, Scott, I actually think this new trilogy is going to be. I think they're going to try and leave what we've had away in the past. I think I don't think they're going to connect an awful lot. Like they probably will, because people will probably ask too many questions about that, and I agree in that respect. I think I get what you're going with, but
yeah, I think like the title suggests, Jurassic World Rebirth. This is a rebirth of the Jurassic franchise. We're not going to get like rehashes. We're hopefully not going to get like bloody hybrids or returning characters, etc. This is a brand new story. And I'm
talking of hybrids, and we'll bring that up later, right?
Yeah,
I've got a really bad theory that I hope doesn't come true. But yeah,
okay, we'll save that for the
we'll
close
save
off.
that for the close off. So Jurassic Park trilogy Raptors. If we go back to Sauna, do you think they're going to? Beg your pardon. If we go back to Sauna, do you think we're going to get these Raptors back? Like, and if so, probably not the first Raptor, obviously, but the Lost World or the Jurassic Park 3 variant. If so, do you think we will get either one of those species back? And actually, tell you what, I'm going to ask you two questions. The first question is, do you think we're going to get the Sauna Raptors back if we're back on Sauna, right?
Okay.
And these two specific designs based on where they're located, because you've got the grassland ones, which are the high grass, and the highland raptors, which are the ones we see in Jurassic Park 3. I think. I know it's theory and fan theory and that, but
yeah,
it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Or are we going to go to a brand new species of raptor on Sauna that's also evolved? And would you be open to that?
So returning to Sauna, I think.
Obviously, that's the key ingredient here. If we do return to Sauna.
If we do return to Sauna, then I would be annoyed if they didn't use one of the raptors from either Jurassic Park 3 or Lost World. If they brought in a whole nother third variant,
same.
You're just going to ask questions going like, where's this come from? What I wouldn't mind seeing, right, is a territorial battle between the tiger stripes and the Jurassic Park 3 raptors, like Lost World. So that would be something cool.
See, now you've just put something in my mind that I now want that I'm not going to get.
Yeah, sorry. But can you imagine that? Like we've seen carnivores take on herbivores.
Do you know what? That would tie in with the book as well, because there's a scene in the book where Sarah Harding is underneath the car. No, that's Dodgson's scene. But she's around a load of Pachycephalosaurus, right?
Yeah.
And they're fighting, and she's hiding in a tree. And then there's another scene where she actually sees the raptors fighting and being cannibalistic with each other.
Yeah.
In a fight for hierarchy, and that's due to something to do with the DX disease and the lack of herbivores on the island and all that sort of. It links in with each other, and that would be pretty sweet seeing them sort of fight, and they're like kind of escaping while they're fighting almost.
Yeah, that's it. Like maybe they're getting stalked by the Lost World raptors, for instance, through the long grass, and what they're doing is they're stalking, but they enter the territory of the other breeder raptors, and they manage to escape because they are fighting together. Like these raptors are fighting each other, and that's how they escape. I know it's never going to happen. Like the chance of this,
it would be sick. And it almost sounds like this is a Jurassic Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Chapter in our book. But no, it does sound pretty cool. I would love that.
Yeah.
At the very least, I think if we're going to sauna, it would almost be an insult to the fan base if we don't see those species of raptors or one of
Yeah.
those species of raptors. I would be open to seeing a new variant, but I wouldn't want it to be a velociraptor. I'd want it to be another raptor, like a Dakota raptor or a
Yeah.
different species of raptor variant, but not a velociraptor.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, how would they play it? See, now there's this picture. This is the reason why I thought this, right? Because if I'm gonna show you this picture. It was this picture here that made me think. Like, their faces look that they're in wonder. So I don't think that they're looking at velociraptors here because they don't look remotely terrified.
No.
If anything, they look like they're looking at something or they're in wonder and like, wow, that looks really cool. Is that what we're going to go and get? Is that what we're going to? But that's long grass.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of putting 2 and 2 together here, like probably to make 5. But that's what's making me think, like, are we going to get sauna raptors? Like Big Jurassic Theory says, big herbivore. I agree. I think it probably is. I mean, I think you're completely bang on the money. But
it could be the stegos.
It could be the stegos. But
Yeah.
I'm more thinking. I'm not thinking for a second that these are going to be with raptors. It could be a very, very small possibility. I just don't think that's the case. But I'm just more talking about the environment they're in.
Yeah.
Like the fact that grass is long, it could almost be a nod. I know I'm really clutching at straws here, but it would be the perfect opportunity to bring the Lost World raptors in, if that's the case.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, they could be looking at a big herbivore in this scene, and it could lead on to the Lost World raptors attacking this big herbivore for a meal. It could be a potential.
Oh, it's so tough. Like, I almost want to see
so many
more.
things we want. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a blast to the past. A blast to the past, I think, would definitely be something that I think the fans have craved for a while.
Yeah.
Like they almost did it with Dodgson, and almost linking that together, you know. But then almost like it kind of didn't quite hit the nail where we wanted it.
Yeah.
It was too much trying to appease the lesser audience than the main bulk of the audience, which I think kind of where they went really well with that Alien Romulus new film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think they really tried. They really tried to go back to how the original felt with that film. Small, isolated cast on one ship trying to escape from this alien that obviously it was very similar to the first film in a way.
Yeah.
A bit quicker paced, but it was a bit similar to the first film. And I think he did a good work, and I think Twisters did the same good job as well. Like it felt like it belonged to that franchise, and it felt like a real solid good sequel. And you know, they kept the same with Twisters. They kept the same style, same quirky sort of characters. You had the Joker, you had everything you love about that original film. They kind of brought in, and they done it well enough so it didn't feel like it was just a retread, and they just did the same thing again. It was different. It was different enough with modern tech, and they tried to use the technology this time to dissolve the Twisters to save lives, as opposed to chasing them to work them out.
Yeah,
which I thought was a really good way of storytelling.
Yeah,
and I just hope with this film that where it's fresh, and we go to a new, like, if we're going to go back to the past in terms of like story purposes, I hope it just seems a bit plausible. It doesn't really tarnish anything that's come. I don't want it to tarnish anything that John Hammond's done.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a real shame if it does.
Yeah, because we've got to keep the legacy going.
Yeah, I really do think that. Let's get to this. Do you guys personally believe Jurassic Park one day might become a reality or real? I don't. I think we will clone things like mammoths and probably the dodo, and possibly a thylacine might get cloned somehow from. I think that the DNA would be too far gone.
Yeah.
I think it goes after about 1 million years.
Mamentosaurus.
That's a cool dinosaur. That is. It's a very underused one.
Yeah.
He said, I need to ask you guys a question. And then Jurassic Park fans himself, I think it should go up on the Star Wars franchise and concentrate on the Jurassic Park franchise more now.
I think they're two different. Disney owns Star Wars, didn't they?
Yeah, I
Universal, but it's tough because they're both two very good franchises, and we both love them both, really.
Mm.
But here's a question: Jurassic or Star Wars? If you had to give one up,
I would always give up Star Wars.
Yeah,
otherwise I wouldn't be on this podcast.
It's true. It is true. But
what do you guys think about the new Jurassic Park? I tell you what, we'll get to that one. I'll start.
We do have a little segment. Yeah,
because I want to start that, so we'll talk about some other stuff at the end.
There we go. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And just one thing left to say: like. We'll find a way.
Bye-bye.
Bye.